Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have unboxing of the Motorola Edge 50. We must start. We all know that this device is coming a little late to the channel. I understand, sorry about that. We are definitely in front of one of the best devices of the year. And its launch price has been 9,999 pesos in Mexico on screen. You see the reference price in dollars, just to give you an idea. But remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. Once we know the price, let's take it out of the box. And in case you didn't know, Motorola devices have an aroma, something I can't convey through the video. But it smells as if they had poured some perfume on it before giving it away. In this case, the collaboration with Pantone is present with this color, which is Peach Fuse. Very nice present in other devices also in this series. By the way, the back cover also has a soft touch with synthetic leather, very pleasant to the touch. As you realize, it is also a device that is quite thin. In a moment I will tell you its specifications. For now, let's leave it turning on, and while it turns on, we see what else is included in the box. As you realize, we find the Motorola charger 68 watts, plus a cable that goes from USB-C to USB-C. The fact that comes with charger included is already something positive. And the fact that it has USB-C gives us a much more modern experience. So definitely that here we see positive things. In this case, apparently does not include cover on this side. But we must remember that the Motorola box comes with another block on the other cover. Let's see if there is a cover here, or we will simply find papers of a lifetime. And as you are noticing, it does include here the tool to remove the tray, small quick guide papers, but most importantly. And what I loved is that it comes with a case and it's in the same color as the device, which is very much appreciated. Let me peel off this protection to see it, and note that apparently it is a recycled plastic case. At least that appearance gives, and as I say, has the same color of the device. So it is not a transparent case that over time will turn yellow. It is not exactly the same tone, but definitely it does retain the essence. So this device, I think it is a very nice case. It could be used without problems with the case because it maintains this design with matte finish. It does not add annoying reflections that later will be marked with your fingerprints. So very well, Motorola offering a box with charger with cable and special design case. Tremendous. Until then, let me put all this away and I'll be on my way. We'll be back to tell you the specs on this device. And I've already got the device set up here so we can take a look at it. As you realize, when you have the case on protrudes in this part, this color will give good protection to the corners and sides against any type of fall. Its thickness is 779 millimeters and it weighs 180 grams. It is really very thin and very light, which could give us to understand that it is a device that will make several sacrifices as in battery or camera. But the realities are very different. That is why this device is one of my favorites. The screen has a diagonal of 6.7 inches, has OLED technology with resolution 1.5K, i.e. slightly higher than Full HD, which of course is also going to give us a very good viewing experience. In addition, it offers us a rate of 120 Hz in its update. That is to say that the movements are going to look quite smooth and fluid. As you can see, the refresh rate is adjusted dynamically, and also this screen comes protected with Gorilla Glass 5 and its peak of the brightness is 1600 nits. In short, it is a very good screen. It also integrates stereo sound with a speaker at the bottom and secondary speaker in the earpiece area for calls. As a first impression, this sound seems to me to be very powerful, although it does not have so much presence of bass frequencies. But in the range, I think we cannot yet get so demanding. The reality is that the fact of having high volume is a good thing in this range. The front camera is 32 megapixels with aperture f2.4, and although in the preview there is still not much optimization of lights and shadows, after taking the picture I think it makes a good processing. Maybe a little more saturated colors than usual in the sky, but overall I think the selfies will not disappoint. I don't think he's a selfie specialist, but he does it well. Where he can probably be a specialist will be in the photographic section with the rear cameras. Here we will first find the 50 megapixel camera with a Sony Lithium-C sensor. It has f-aperture, 1.8 and optical stabilization. That is, it is a good quality camera. At the bottom is the ultra-wide camera of 13 megapixels with aperture f2.2. But the good thing is that it also has autofocus, so it is macro camera at the same time, but obviously with good resolution. And lastly, a telephoto camera, which is unusual in the price range, with 3x optical zoom, f2.0 aperture and 10 megapixels, obviously with optical stabilization. So I insist that the photographic system can really give us very good quality. Let's go through some examples. Here you are looking at the ultra-wide camera Y. It looks good quality again. Colors may be slightly more saturated than the sky for my taste. But it seems to be a touch that Motorola is giving lately to its photographs. With the main camera we see practically the same, the level of detail is good, so as I say, it is a photographic system that stands up well. In fact, note that applying zoom 2x still retains optical quality, so you have this approximate perspective of 50 millimeters in its focal length and it still gives you a good quality, as if you had an intermediate telephoto lens. Then jumping to the telephoto camera, I find that the colors are handled a little more natural for my taste, and obviously with 3x you have full optical quality. I insist that the intermediate zoom range is of very good quality. Now you are looking at the photograph with 6x zoom, and in this case it is already a little noticeable that it is digital zoom, but for the price range the zoom is really spectacular, very good quality. And then you are looking at the 10x zoom picture, still maintaining good detail. And finally the photograph with 30x zoom, which is the maximum that reaches this device, although this maximum range. It doesn't have that much quality anymore, but I insist that it's a device that has a very good camera. Although I must anticipate you that the same camera configuration is present in its younger brother, the Motorola Edge 15 Neo. However, in this model we see a larger battery, a more powerful processor. The rest of the features are very similar between these two models, with another small difference in the front camera, which in the Neo model we find curiously higher resolution and better aperture. For video recording, note that 4K resolution is available using any of the three cameras, and in fact while recording it can also switch dynamically between all these cameras. Something that is very remarkable in the price range, where there are still some manufacturers that only allow one of their cameras to record in 4K and the rest not. So Motorola definitely does a very good job. The battery has a capacity of 5000 mAh. This capacity stands out a lot, especially because it is a relatively thin device. In fact, much thinner than most devices in the average. So that's why it stands out a lot in having a battery with good capacity. It also supports 68 watts charging with charger included in the box, and even supports 15 watts wireless charging, although it does not have reversible wireless charging, but that I think we can demand. I think it is an average figure, no spectacular, only to much more expensive devices. In fact, in the price range is something unusual to see wireless charging. This device comes with Android 14 running from factory, and on it brings some Motorola options that can definitely get to complement the experience well as the family space, several options of Moto Secure and some others. So although Motorola maintains an essence very close to pure Android, I think it has gradually been adding good options that make the device more and more useful. The device will be much more useful when you are using it. By the way, it also has IP68 level of resistance against water and dust, even military certification SCD horizontal. Also integrates fingerprint reader inside the screen and comes with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. It is brutal what it achieves at the level of storage, and when I just turned on the device without configuring anything, showed 22 gigabytes already used. I think it is an average figure, nor spectacular. It is not disappointing, but it will definitely be difficult to fill this device. It has a lot of internal space, and in conjunction with a very good RAM memory, I think it will allow you a very smooth experience over the years. Finally, the processor is Snapdragon 7 Gen 1. And if you want a little reference of its performance here, I have some benchmarks. In single core it gave us 1107 points, and in multi-core 3079 points. With this Geekbench test, so you have more or less a reference, is above the Snapdragon 778G, which was very used and very good, and also above the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2, and Antutu got 7,44,064 points. I think in summary it is a device that is going to have a good processor. I do not think it is the best processor in the price range, but if a very solvent processor for the vast majority of users. Whether you want to play or just enjoy applications on your device, of course. Remember that in the video review we'll have more information and more details. For the moment we have reached the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If so, you know you can indicate it, and we'll see you next time.